morning. Welcome back, or welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Charlotte and I'm owner of Crumbs Studio. I make videos every other Wednesday of behind the scenes, hints and tips and current projects I'm working on as a brand and website designer. This week has been a bit rough, so I'm kind of glad to see the back of it, which doesn't happen very often, being self-employed and doing what I love. It's not often that I look forward to seeing the end of a working week, but this week's been a bit tough. My Facebook account was hacked, so my business pages, both of them, Crumbs Studio and Little Cottage Workshop, were compromised. The hacker changed the access and the permissions, so I had partial and they had full control. So I've decided to just start all over again. I've deleted my previous account and business pages, and I've set up a new personal account and 2 business pages attached. So if you'd like to follow them, please just search for Crumbs Studio and Little Cottage Workshop and like both of those pages, and I'd really appreciate any support and encouragement you can give to me, because it's been a tough week. Today is kind of busy. I've got a couple of hours while Oliver is asleep, and then I've got a meta call from Facebook booked in this afternoon to help me set up some of the trickier aspects, because things are going wrong, obviously. So yeah, I look forward to that this afternoon. But this morning, I think I've got to work on reviewing some development concepts for a client, and maybe I'll work on my newsletter and perhaps work on Little Cottage Workshop Instagram. So I better get on with it. I've just finished off the brand design concepts ready to send to my client. I hope she selects number 1. I do that all the time. I provide 3 or 4 concepts to a client, but I really have my favorites, and I put my favorite first. So that's like the first impression, the first thing they see, and I hope that stays with them as they go through the rest of the presentation. As you will have seen, maybe because I did speed it up a little bit, I provide 4 concepts, and on each page is there a main landscape version, and it's got annotations of why I've done certain things. So why I've selected a certain typeface, why I've chosen to illustrate a particular icon or whatever it may be. Is there a particular unusual format that I've chosen? Have I added a little detail in there that's a bit fun or playful? And I annotate everything so my client really understands why every choice I've made, why I've made it. So that's really important to me. And then the second page from that concept has the landscape version, and then a stacked version and a circular version, so they can see how they all play together. And then the third page on the same concept has like mock-ups of how the logo designs would look in the wild. So I kind of like to put that in. And then the end page has an overview of all 3 or 4 concepts, all labelled. So I'm looking forward to sending that off to Kayla, my lovely client, and I hope she comes back promptly, because I get really impatient as soon as I've sent off a brand design concepts presentation. I'm so keen to hear what clients have to say. I want to hear their feedback kind of immediately, because I'm so excited and want to progress. So hopefully Kayla will get back to me soon. And now it's time to work on the magazine. I was thinking of doing my newsletter, but I think I need to do some more work on the magazine. I'm not sure if I've told you about that. Oh yes, I have, because I kept getting the date wrong. March the 1st, not May the 1st, as I was saying in the last one, March the 1st, will be the brand new launch of Design Crumbs magazine. And the magazine is made by me here in the studio. I put it all together, I design the layout, I write articles, and it's made for creatives by creatives. So whilst I'm designing it here, I have previously sent out questionnaires to really exciting, lovely, passionate, kind people in different kinds of creative industries, in order to gauge their responses so that we can then put them into different formats. So they could be showcases, spotlights, interviews, questions and answers, frequently asked questions, adverts. It'll all go in there. And in this quarter's magazine will be, or not quarter, I've decided to do it once every 6 months, so there'll be 2 in a year. We've got an illustrator who sells things in an online shop, as well as wholesale and in markets. We've got a lady who has the most beautiful home account on Instagram, and she has developed a new business, so she's integrating the two. And I think that will create like a really interesting new point of view for any people who have currently got really great growth and followings on Instagram and they want to have a creative business. So Catherine will be able to provide some hints and tips as to what she's done. We've also got a wedding stationer, Sophie. She's a calligraphist, and we've got like a showcase on her and her work, which is so lovely. And I'm just about to do, and what will I do? I think I'll put in Tasha's work from Coco Natasha, and I'm going to put in her content and images now. Good morning. It is Monday the 27th of January. I've done it again, side eye in the calendar. It is nearly 10:15. Oliver is down for a nap before school. We've just been to the dentist for him and he played a blinder, so that was a relief. And I'm in the studio ready to do some work on the Wedding Edits brand design. Kayla has signed off the concept, which is wonderful. So I just need to make all the files in the colour variations, and then I get to work on the icons, the illustrations, the patterns. So it'll be a busy morning. And then this afternoon, if I don't have any pressing billable work for clients, I've got some things that I'd really like to do. I would like to work on my newsletter. I've got to review some content for the magazine. I have, what else? Oh yeah, I'd like to review my onboarding and offboarding documentation. I feel like I could elevate it a little bit. I provide a social media launch pack for clients once their brand design has been kind of signed off, everything's been approved and they've received all the files. I like to provide them with a little snapshot of everything they've received in the package as a PDF and JPEGs. And then that way it's like, oh, sorry, I've just made the camera wobble. It's like a visual journey almost of their branding. It's like the brand board is a snapshot of the logo and the colour references and the typography. But the launch pack has a little bit of everything. It has mock-ups, patterns, illustrations, and everything's in one document. So it could be like a little booklet almost. It's not the guidelines. It's like little snippets of their brand all put together. And I feel like the way I present it isn't the best it could be. So on my to-do list is to sort of reevaluate what I could do differently, and some of the onboarding documents as well. Like, I'm really happy with my welcome pack that provides all the information that potential clients would need to know if they were interested in a brand design or a website build. But there are other documents that I supply that I feel like could be better, and I want that. I want my clients to have the best experience. Yeah, so hopefully this afternoon I'll get round to that, but this morning is the wrap up of the brand design for the wedding edit. Hopefully I'll be able to show you little snippets of what I've created. I'm sure Kayla won't mind, because she'll receive all the files before you get to see it anyway. So yeah, I shall get on with that. Hi, it is 22:01. I have just dropped Oliver off at preschool. So that went really high. So before I grab some lunch and get back into the studio, I thought I'd show you some of the cottages. Well, all of the cottages. I made 40 and they're all listed on the website, the Little Cottage Workshop. I had a couple of sales after lunch, so there are 36 on the website now, and I thought you might like to see them all. So I'll give you a little sneak peek now. Hi, just a quickie before I go and get Oliver from school. I am sitting on the floor because I was packaging up some prints. I kind of have a lot on my plate at the moment with Design Crumbs, brand and website design, Little Cottage Workshop selling wooden cottage ornaments. I've got Design Crumbs magazine, and then I have like my newsletter and Instagram artwork, on and offboarding documents to do, and that's on top of billable work. But I have such a bee in my bonnet about releasing some artwork prints and greetings cards and other gifts and stationery. And I know there are so many people doing the same thing. And the market's like really saturated, oversaturated. But I've got such a bee in my bonnet and have had for a while. So I printed some test prints and I wondered what you thought. So I will show you now. So what do you think? Is it worth me trying to release these? Shall I hang on to them? Shall I create something else with them? I'm also wondering whether to do bookmarks, because they're easy to print here at home. This angle's so unflattering, sorry. So prints, postcards, greetings cards, bookmarks, potentially notebooks, and I'd love to do like pins and stuff too, but I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Also, if you think it is worth it, I'm thinking about doing a Kickstarter, but again, I know that's oversaturated. Leave your thoughts below. I'd love to hear any feedback. Genuinely, you won't hurt my feelings, I promise. Hello, it is Tuesday the 28th of January. I'm sitting on the floor again because I'm about to package up Kayla from the Wedding Edits brand package. It's 2:45, so I'll have to pop and get Oliver from school, but I think I can fit this in before I go. I've printed off some bits and bobs for Kayla, and I packaged them up in a little parcel and whizzed them across to her to say, like, congratulations for your launch. So it has in it a little greeting card saying, like, hooray, we did it. A little printout of her brand pack, like the logo variations, the colour palette, the patterns, the icons, all printed so she can see them all together. I also put in like a little postcard that's motivating and uplifting, kind of, I don't know, just a little something happy, I guess. I put in one of my flyers, and then I usually pop in a little chocolate bar, but I've run out, so I need to run out to go and get them. This is one of the things that I was talking about the other day when I said I wanted to kind of elevate my on and offboarding. I love the idea of sending something in the post, because when you design something, it's digital and everything you send is like PDFs or JPEGs or PNGs, and it's all visible on the screen. But I am such a paper person. I like to have something in my hand, and I hope that they do too. So I like to print stuff off for my clients and send them in the post as like a little treat. But I feel like I could do more. So I might have a little think about what else I can include. But for now, I'll show you what I'm putting in Kayla's. Hello there, it is Wednesday the 29th of January and it is 10 to 11. I've just come off a lovely phone call with Charles from Journey Home Styling, so I've got some things to be getting on with her website now. But the reason I wanted to come on and talk to you was, remember yesterday when I was talking about wanting to release some prints and greetings cards and postcards and bookmarks? I've come up with a bit of an idea. Have you heard of Patreon? I've only heard of it over the past couple of years, and I still am learning so much more about it and wanting to research. From what I gather, it is a community of artists and creatives and designers, and you set up an account as a designer or an artist. I'll just say creative, that makes more sense. And you offer a subscription every month to different tiers of what you can offer. So for example, say you had 3 tiers that you could offer for varying amounts a month, and your Patreons who subscribe to your offerings pay a certain amount each month and receive different membership benefits. For example, the top tier could receive printed materials like prints, bookmarks, greetings cards. The middle tier could receive digital assets, calendar pages, wallpapers for phones and laptops, printable to-do lists or monthly planners. And then they can print those off at home, so you're just supplying the digital file as the designer. And then the bottom tier could just be kind of the option to take part in like a community chat with everybody. They could perhaps offer their ideas for voting. For example, as a designer, if you have 2 designs that you're wanting to know whether you should put into production, everybody on Patreon could vote as to which they prefer, and then the one with the most votes gets put into production. So there are different tiers. So my thinking was I could bridge the gap between not designing anything for fun at all, which is what I'm doing right now, and having to buy in a load of stock for me trying to sell it. When if it was Patreon, and you know how many Patreons are on which tier that you've set up. For example, if you were lucky enough to get like 10 Patreons on the top tier, you know that with that print or bookmark or greeting card or postcard, you know how many that you either need to print off at home to send out in the post to them, or how many you need to order from the printers, because they're already paid for that monthly subscription. The reason this came about is because I was thinking during lockdown, I set up a little project called Hopeful Little Heart, and it was like little illustrations and sayings that were really uplifting and kind of, I really just wanted to make people happy. I had a little Instagram account I posted every single day, and it was like little sayings like look for the stars in the night sky, like the best is yet to come, you know, all of those sayings which just sometimes you just need to hear, don't you, to like pep you up. And I wanted to do that for other people during lockdown. I just wanted to make them smile. I had postcards printed that had those illustrations on the front, and then I wrote a little note on the back, and I sent them to family and friends to make them smile during lockdown. And I want to do that on Patreon. Yeah, so my thought is, instead of my usual design, which is like neutrals, pastels, muted tones, very simplistic, minimal design, for Patreon, I'm thinking bold, vibrant, fun, playful, silly, happy, uplifting, motivating, inspiring, all of those lovely, joyous things that would make me happy, I want to do for other people. So that is my plan of right now. I'm thinking to build my community over on Instagram, which I strive to do continuously. I want to build my community here on YouTube, which I'm going to keep doing by releasing videos every other Wednesday and participating in everything that I can in that respect. And then hopefully by growing those communities on social media, by the time I'm ready to release my Patreon, I will have garnered some interest, and hopefully that will be successful. So that's my plan. If you have any thoughts or feedback or ideas, please leave them in the comments below. I'd really appreciate any help, because this is brand new to me and I've got no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so there's the fun stuff. Not that web design is not fun, but that's, you know, someone else's design. Patreon would be my design for other people. Woo, I wobbled you again. You're so precariously balanced on like gift boxes. You should see it. Anyway, yes, I will get on with the website work now, but I did just want to pop on and tell you my thoughts. Okay, I'm going to open a can of Coke and then I'm going to get on with some work. Morning, it is Thursday the 30th of January. It's just after 10 o'clock. I've already filmed a reel, which is not my favourite thing to do, but I did it. I'm very proud of myself. I'll post that in a couple of days. You'll have to let me know what you think. God, that was a big ramble. Take a breath. This morning I've got some website work to undertake for Charles, my client who I had a call with yesterday. I've got some more magazine work to do, and I think that might be it, because this afternoon I'm going to get my hair cut. Hooray! So I'm being a bit naughty and taking the afternoon off. And I say naughty because I've only got like little pockets during the day where I can work. There's a little chunk in the morning when Oliver has a nap, and then the majority of the afternoon when Oliver's at school, and then obviously I work in the evening as well when he goes to bed. So I just wanted to pop on and say hello and kind of wrap the video up, I guess, because tomorrow's Friday, so Oliver doesn't go to school. So I guess it makes sense for me to say bye-bye now. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe and like this video if you did like this video, and please do send me a comment below if you've got any feedback, any ideas, or you just want to say hi. That would be lovely too. So have a lovely rest of the day, and I will see you in a couple of weeks.